welcome, guys, to another Tuesday and another episode of Money Chats with Zaki and Hannah. Today we've got an amazing topic that we will be talking about: recovering from the summer holidays, recovering financially from the summer holidays. Hi, Rumbi. How are
Hi,
you?
oh, okay, hi everyone. I apologize for my sore throat today, but we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this because it's important that we get ready for the last of 2024.
Absolutely. I'm so sorry to hear that you've got a cold. Is it all of the stress from overspending the budget? Is it now starting to affect the health? oh, oh no.
You know what? That's probably it. That's probably it. Honestly, every summer you think you're gonna do better, but the sun comes out and yeah.
you know, it needs to be studied, the link between sunshine or good weather and throwing caution to the wind. I think somebody who knows how to do research on these things, the psychology of money, needs to just tell us, what is it about sunshine, about the summertime, that you would have had a good run, in the year, and then July and August hits, and all of a sudden it's just like, I don't care, let's just spend YOLO. What is it about sunshine? I just need to know.
Sunshine equal YOLO. And that's the psychology right there.
I love it. I love it. So, okay, today we will be talking about how to recover. So, hopefully, this week the kids are back in school, and we're probably all thinking, and maybe for the first time actually since July, you have actually now logged into your bank account, because for the last 6 weeks you had just been doing that. You'd been tapping away, taking money out the cash machine, and now you're like, I need to log into my account and see what's actually going on. So, how are we going to recover from the last 6 weeks? Do you want to go first?
Yes, I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna go first. The first thing is to do the painful exercise of an audit check. You need to check what the real situation is, and I know it will get you feeling some type of way, but it is necessary for you to actually take a look at what actually happened. How did it go? And you know what? There might be some people listening to this or on this call who actually it wasn't that bad. Still very, very important to just take a look at your bank statement and see what you spent. I think one of the big ways to recover financially at any given point is to take a minute to reflect. What did I spend on? What were the triggers? Did it give me joy? Was it of value? Was it not of value? What could I have done better? I think it's important to really have that time of taking an audit and stock of what actually transpired. That is the only way you're going to get better. That we get better for the summer, next summer, the way you're going to get better, the way you're going to be more mindful about your spending. Um, those that watch me sometimes, I go for a walk. I've been talking about understanding the things that actually give you real joy and real value. I think for a very long time, you think certain things give you joy and value. I used to think that going to restaurants was like, it gives me so much joy, so much value. But actually, you need to start to understand, does it actually, was it the thought of it in the same way people like to shop and have packages come to the door? By the time the thing actually comes to the door, do you still have the joy and the value that you felt when you were buying it? In which case, it's more the buying that was the thrill and what gave you the joy more than the actual thing. But that is a waste of resource. So, all in all of this to say, take a look at your bank statement and see what actually happened, what you spent on, and what added value. That's the way you can look forward and upwards and onwards.
Absolutely. I really love that. And I think linked to that point of, just facing how you got in this situation, if you are in the situation where your budget's derailed, and you've really just overdone it over the summer holidays. How did you get here? Did you not know that the summer holidays were coming? Did you just book things on the whim? And it's really important. Yeah, really, really good first point is actually, how did you get here? Just sit down and take stock of how you got here. I think for me, the second thing and link to that is, once you've had that conversation with yourself about how did I get here, is then to have the other conversation of, what is my style to actually approach this? And this for me is so important, because not everybody has the same recovery style with their money. For example, if you are in the situation where you're now in debt, and at some point over the summer holidays, you switched over to a credit card and now you're in debt, you need to decide, am I going to go cold turkey, or am I going to go slow and steady wins the race, right? You need to know your style and know what works for you. And this is why I don't believe that there is any one financial model that would work for everybody. So once you've identified how you've got here, what behavioral patterns put you here, then decide what you want to do. We're all very familiar. I got to know about the debt payoff methods that by Dave Ramsey. You need to decide, for example, if you're going to go the debt snowball method or the avalanche method. So where you pay either the smallest debt, or the smallest credit card first, or the smallest debt, whatever it is, and then you eventually pay off whatever's the largest ones, or you take whatever's got the highest interest and then you pay that down first. But really being able to face it head on and say, now I'm in this situation, I need to recover because we've got another big holiday coming up, Christmas. I need to recover before Christmas. What style works for me? If you need to go cold turkey straight away this week, right? If you know that slow and steady wins the race, you still need a little bit of reinforcement here and there, and that works for you and has worked in the past, then adopt that method. But really just face it head on, pick a strategy and get back on track.
And I think it's really important to pick a strategy. Um, but I'm gonna throw it there and say, actually, sometimes you do need to do the most painful, drastic method. So stop using the credit card. Just stop. How are you going to recover financially from the summer? My number one biggest thing is to stop using lines of credit. Just say to yourself, up until X point, I'm gonna stop. People have the philosophy, obviously, of the 30 days to break a habit. If you're just gonna say, for the month of September, I'll start with September. I'm not going to use any line of credit card, buy things buy now, pay later. Just not gonna buy anything. So that is also in this form of, which is kind of point 3 and 4 put together. Having a no spend month is really important. I think just actually stopping is a great step back into it. It's amazing how when you do stop, you actually find that you probably don't, it won't be as hard as you think. I think you just need to stop. Just stop. And there's so many drastic methods that people do it. Some people cut up the credit card, some people freeze it, some people give it to a friend to hold, the trusted friend to hold on to. Some people just do what works for you, but just make a promise to yourself that you're going to stop.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that is such an amazing point, in having a no spend month or stop using the credit card. Another one that I wanted to say linked to that is actually practice leaving your house if you can, especially when you're going to the shops, without a card. So take out cash. So say, for example, between now and December, you need to go to the shops, take the cash out that you need for whatever it is you think you're going to buy with your list, and go to the shops without taking your card with you. if you're not going to freeze it or give it to a trusted friend, that includes your debit card, by the way. If you're not going to freeze it or give it to a trusted friend, just practice leaving the house without taking your purse or your cards with you. That is a very practical way that you're going to recover, and not dig yourself into a further hole that you're coming out of. I think my next one would be, realistically, some of us just need to just get side hustles going straight away. Um, you've done what you've done over the summer. The budget's gone left. You may not even have used a credit card, but you might be in a situation where all your savings are now depleted, and you just need to build it back up. So yes, get on a side hustle. There's so many, and maybe we even need to do a live on the most common or easy to get side hustles. There's so many things nowadays that we can do, from delivery driving to uh, evening shifts and lots of other things that we can do. So you need to very practically find something and follow pages that show you different side hustles that you can do for the next couple of months. Just get on a side hustle. I think for me, linked to that, which is probably now my third or fourth point, whatever, is have an audit of all of the things that you've bought over the summer. That scarf that you saw on sale and you bought in 3 colors, now go back and have a think. Do you really need the same scarf in 3 colors? If you do, okay. If you do not, this will be the time in September to be putting it online for sale. There are lots of platforms online that you can be selling it at. You can use eBay, you can use Facebook, you can use whatever, Vinted, loads, Etsy, loads of platforms. So whatever it is that you've bought over the summer, you went on holiday and you thought it would be nice to get 8 coasters because they look nice when you saw them in Spain, you know, compared to the ones you get in the UK. Now you can sell 2, maybe, right? Or whatever it is that you bought that you didn't need over the summer holidays. Hopefully you've enjoyed it for a while and now you can sell it. Really nice, good condition, secondhand things can still fetch you a good amount of money. So all of those toys that your kids made you buy in the summer and you couldn't say no, but they only played with it the first day you brought it home and then didn't play with it again, you can start to list all of those things online and see what you can get for it. So in terms of side hustles, if you haven't got time, you know, within the day to do another job or something like that, you can definitely be getting rid of some of those excessive purchases that we all indulged in. I did as well, let me not even lie, over the summer. And I I will be putting some things online for sale myself or taking them to the charity shop. So yes, that's another thing that we can do.
I think just really closely linked to that, something that seems really odd, um, but I can tell helps. And I've been a product of it. Is to declutter, have a spring clean in your house. Start to just get rid of stuff that you don't need, that you won't need. Um, Start getting rid of that. As you get rid of things, it has a funny way of working with your psychology, of actually working with, I need to get rid of the excess that I have, and that will then also lead you to start to working on your money. Any debt that you have will also be, it will start to work on the psychology of your mind of getting rid of anything excess or anything burdening you. So just to declutter your house, okay, my house is filled of with toys that we will not use. The weather is not going to be as great outside. Let's get rid of them. And as you start to declutter, I'm taking out clothes that I'm never going to wear past this summer. I'm getting rid of them. It just does wonders to your psychology and to your kind of just environment. And I don't know how to explain it to you, but I urge you to try it. I honestly urge you to try it. As you declutter, you will find that you are more prone to also declutter any financial burdens that you might have. And then my next one was to actually challenge yourself. I know everyone always talks about a no spend, which is what we've just spoken about. But I also think if you challenge yourself, specifically speaking to credit cards or any debt that you have, that you're going to pay more than the minimum amount for a month or for 2 months or up until Christmas. Just say to yourself, if you have to pay £27, I'm going to pay £30. I'm going to pay £35. I think that starting to just get into that muscle, that habit to do it will do you wonders. And I know some people are asking, well, where am I going to get this extra money? And that's a valid question. However, I've linked to that. My seventh point, I think, is then also to actually take a look at your budget and rework it. What what is your outgoings, your ingoings? What can you give room to put in that extra £5 to go to your credit card? Just basically, the biggest challenge that I want to throw out there is to pay more than the minimum amount that is required of anything, especially your credit card. That's a challenge to set to yourself, and that will start to get the momentum rolling.
Absolutely, absolutely. You took the words right out of my mouth. And I think on that budgeting point as well, I think for most of us over the last couple of months, we've just been rolling over whatever it cost or wherever we spent the previous month into the next month. So let September be the month where you are going to get back on a zero-based budget. What that means is that you are starting your budget from scratch, from zero. You're not just rolling over whatever you spent last month, because the last 2 months were probably inflated anyway. So there's no point just rolling over what it cost you those last 2 months. Start from zero and then write out, put your income on the top and all of your expenses. I like to break the expenses into fixed expenses and variable expenses so that you really know what your wants are and your needs are. So put your needs on the top, or whatever it is that's fixed that you have to pay to live, your rent, your bills, food, potentially that sort of thing. Put those up, and then maybe the wants, so you can do fixed and variable or needs and wants, and just put them all down and make sure that you're starting a new budget from scratch with the mindset of frugality. Again, remember, there is a difference between being frugal and being cheap. We do not want you to be cheap and harm yourself by eating bad food or whatever, right? But be frugal, and have a budget that you are working towards. And I think linked to that as well is we need to get on this. And the sooner we can get on this, the better, because like we said earlier, we've got Christmas coming up. And so as we're recovering from the summer and really getting, if you're like me, you're probably going to go cold turkey and going, going cold turkey and cutting off all of the excesses, living the bank cards at home, having a no spend September or October. September might be a bit challenging, maybe a no spend October. You've got your budget that you're doing from scratch for the month of September, really, really, really being frugal and being as lean as you can. Also, this will be the best time to start to plan as you recover. Start to plan for Christmas, because if you do not, what's going to happen is you will compound everything that you have done over the summer months, and by the time you get to December, it's a whole disaster that's going to take you way longer to recover from. Like, we'll be talking about this next year, September, right? So try and make sure you do the no spend month, September, October. You start a new budget, you clean out your house and sell all the things that you have not used. You what was the other thing that we said? You take cash when you're going to the shops rather than taking your bank card, but you already start to prepare a plan or a budget or a stinking fund or a piggy bank pot or a empty can of your tomatoes, whatever it is. You start to plan for Christmas. That is one way that as you're recovering from the summer, you're going to be able to maintain this new level of discipline that you're getting into. What are we doing for Christmas? Are we staying home? Are we going away? How many people are we getting presents for? What's our budget for all the people that we're getting presents for? How much do I have to put away a week or a month in order to afford what I've got for Christmas? If you've dipped into all kinds of pots, what do I need to do to be topping those pots back up? To make sure that I'm recovered for the summer. So budgeting, thinking about Christmas, and planning ahead is so important. That is the only way that we'll be able to sustain this, myself included.
My last for today, I think would be about entertainment. I think take this time with family and friends to plan on bringing shares, movie night, potluck, the kind of entertainment Netflix that you already have. Let's have a movie night. Let's not go out to eat. Let's all bring a dish. Really rethink entertainment in this time. It's already cold, it's already dark. Just find ways that are free to entertain yourself in this time. Because if you're like me, most of my money that went out in summer, to be honest, is all based around entertainment, eating out, having a barbecue, all of the things that you do when you go out, buying ice cream from ice cream van, which apparently now costs your whole salary. Like ice cream for ice cream van, Mr. Whippy just I can't even begin to tell you about that. But just think about ways to have entertainment at a zero cost. Literally, if a friend says, let's go out for a meal, say, why don't we make a takeaway at home? Why don't we do a pasta night and we all, you know, just really just reimagine entertainment and keep entertainment at a zero budget. Just it's home, it's dark. Spend some time reading in the house, watch your movies, do a movie night, make your own popcorn at home, make your sweets, make your salted. Just really just reimagine entertaining you and your family between sort of this month and Christmas time. We can all meet and have a very good Christmas then, but let's just try and keep it tight and free.
Let's keep it tight and free. I like that. Let's keep it tight and free. Oh, bless you. I saw the most hilarious comment. Mr. Whippy was wild this summer. Looks like we all need a petition for Mr. Whippy. The cost of ice cream has just gone up. It's so crazy. So I think my last point linked to yours would be let's keep it tight and free would be to download discount apps onto your phone. So we need to take a very practical approach to this. We've done what we've done, and we need to really try and your group hug and let's do this together. So right now you want to be making sure, if you do not have voucher apps on your phone, be downloading those straight away. So number one would be, in no particular order, and this is by no means exhaustive, Top Cashbacks, Groupon, voucher codes, all of these different voucher apps. We need to be downloading those onto our phones right now, so that we're making sure that for whatever it is that we're buying, we are getting them at the best price possible, and we're able to really keep within those budgets that we have set. The new budget, that we're making for September onwards. That's the one that I mean. And again, we're trying to be frugal, not necessarily cheap where possible. And I think linked to that as well is to really have a cleanse of our social media accounts. We're on Instagram right now, and this is a good account to follow. Both our accounts are good to follow in terms of keeping you on track. But you really want to be making sure after the summer, see all of those accounts that you were following for inspiration over the summer that were telling you to make, cocktail making accounts and, interesting, all of those things that will really derail you. You want to unfollow, right? So now, especially between now and December, you really want to recurate your social media so that you are following people that are going to inspire you to be on track with your money journey. So it would really make a difference if you logged onto your phone every day and you saw, savings challenge goals, or people that were telling you about, the next best thing, about the latest side hustle or whatever it is. So make sure that you're really intentional about the accounts that you are following, that they're inspiring you on your money journey, and that you're really able to stay on your financial goals, especially with social media. Is really, really important. Linked to that as well is those subscriptions that you signed up for, all the theme parks that you went to that got your email address and have been sending you all the amazing discounts and all the things. You want to unsubscribe from all of those and unfollow, even from your emails. Okay, you want to do that. The catalog clothing, whatever it is that you needed to do to buy that dress that you needed to wear, whatever, in August, or unsubscribe, unfollow. Okay, next year we start again. But from now till December, just unfollow anything that's likely to derail you. Take it off your phone. For some people, as we've said before, that might be Amazon as well. That might be some of our favorite meal delivery apps on the phone. Take them off sometimes you need to be this dramatic. Take it off, get through September, October, November, and then maybe once you start your Christmas shopping, you can talk to those people again when you have a budget that you're following, right? But from between now and then, we need to be really strict and only follow pages and people and email subscriptions that encourage and that allow us to stay on track and stay on our budget.
I'm gonna regret saying this, right? As a person that, is trying to grow followers, but also actually, social media is the thing that triggers you. Just have the social media hiatus. Just go away from social media for a while. Um,
Mm.
as much as it pains me and as much as I love to have you people listening to me, you have to do the thing that really, if it really is, and it is for a lot of people, social media is a trigger for spending. So if you find yourself scrolling endlessly and ending up with things in the basket, uh, from scrolling for 2 hours and then to shopping to your doorstep, perhaps it's time to have a break.
Absolutely, yes, and that is a very bold point, like you said. If you again, it's about knowing yourself, isn't it? Where we started. If you know that you're likely going to be derailed, then maybe what you need is a social media break. If you can do it for a month, you can do it for two, or three. If you do feel like you can stay, try and make sure that you're recurating your following if you can. The other thing that I wanted to say really quickly was most people would have probably found over the summer that eating out or maybe the food bill was another one of the budget lines that really derailed their budgets. And so try eating out your freezer or your fridge or seeing and I think we did a live, I don't know if it was the last one where we said your food budget is the problem. So go back and watch that video about our hints and tips as to how to manage the food budget. So in the next couple of months, you want to start to deploy some of those strategies to make the meals stretch, and just make sure that especially that food budget line isn't going off track again, at least before we get to Christmas. Remember, it's 3 months to Christmas. That's another high spend month. So we really want to be making sure that some of these things we are on top of and really practicing the things that we have said today. So to recap, let me know if I've missed anything, is we want to make sure that we try and identify how we got here. How did we get to a point where we're now in September and your budget has had an accident? Really have that conversation, outline how you got here. Then we said potentially have no spend months, or no spend weeks. We also said that you can try and leave your bank card, that includes your debit card, at home when you're going out, especially when you're going near a shop. You can take cash out for your supermarket shopping, especially if you've got a list there to guide you. Actually get the kids on a challenge when you're going to the supermarket. We've got £20 today and we're going to buy this and that. Who's going to make sure that we stay within the budget and it's only £20? You will be surprised when something's a challenge, how the kids can come on board as well and really support you on that journey. We talked about decluttering and selling things that you've got in the house to potentially make money. We've talked about maybe taking on side hustles, if you can do some hours of delivery work or driving, that sort of thing, to make a little bit of money. We've talked about unfollowing or deleting certain apps from your phone for the next couple of months. We've talked about creating a new budget. Now that we've come out of the summer, creating a new budget that you would work through, a frugal, not necessarily a cheap budget, but a frugal budget for September all the way to December. We've talked about the fact that you can start a savings challenge for yourself between now and Christmas to also help you stay on track, but also not to compound your problems once we get into Christmas and the shopping goes back up again. We've also talked about maybe even potentially leaving social media altogether for a couple of weeks or for a couple of months. As always, we will tell you whenever you are leaving the house, take this as your summer practice into these months as well. Always take a bottle of water with you, and as the weather gets colder, some warm water with you when you leave the house, and a snack when you leave the house as well. What was the other thing that was said? I think that was it.
Put some here, but I think that
Oh,
was
vouchers. Download cashback or voucher applications like Top Cashback, Groupon, and those sorts of things that would also help you to get back on track, because you're spending less, and so you're hopefully able to save more as well in the next couple of months. And if the math just isn't mathing, you might just need to take that side hustle or that extra evening shift or the online VA work or whatever it is to just tidy you over. So I think that's it. Did you have anything else?
no, I don't. I've typed some bits up there. And yeah, good luck, guys. But we need to keep saying to yourself, the work that you're going to put in now is going to allow you to enter 2025 not in the same place where you're saying, oh my gosh, I need to sort out my finances. They're all over the place. They're really bad. This is your time to bounce back. And it might not feel like you're bouncing back completely, but
Mm,
it's the inner work and the work that's required for you
mm,
to enter into 2025 on a much better note. So think about that. If anything, if you're if you're having some blockers or you need motivation, just say to yourself, I want to enter a new year, because people focus on the new year, right? So I want to enter a new year, my finances looking different and better. So don't let the summer holiday completely to allow you to keep continuing in the bad, but actually say this is enough, it's time. And also, I will say, don't also be too harsh on yourself. You enjoyed the summer. You made memories with your friends, with your family, with your children, and that too was important. It was important. And I think we shouldn't necessarily be so hard on ourselves. We learn from that, but this is your time to start to recover and to prepare so that you're going to have better finances as you enter 2025.
absolutely. Thank you, Rumbi, and thank you for doing this sick as well. I hope you feel better soon. Thanks, everyone. Please follow both of our pages and do continue to share what it is that you are doing. Let's keep encouraging each other, and hopefully we will bounce back in time for Christmas again, where we would need to encourage each other again and continue this as well as we go forward. So feel better soon, Rumbi. And thanks, everyone. Have a good evening. Bye.